Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Miguel back again with another video, and today the phone that I have is the Infinix Zero 30. Now this phone is considered a mid-ranger or sort of an upper mid-range phone, but it actually hits above its weight class. So let's dive into it, let's see what this phone has, and let's see if it's actually worth buying for the price that it comes with. If we take a look at some of the features, so we can see over here that this obviously is a 5G device. It has 4K 60 FPS video recording with the front camera. It has 50 megapixels front vlog camera as well, so that's one of the highlights of this phone. It also has 144 Hz of refresh rate when it comes to the display, so it's even above the 120 which we have normally seen on even flagship level phones, so this is kind of above that. It has MediaTek's Dimensity 8020 chip, which is a 6nm platform chip. It has up to 21 GB. It actually has 12 gigs of RAM, but it can use up to 9 gigs of memory if it's needed to combine it to then go to 21 gigs, but it actually is 12 gigs. It also comes with another variant, which is the 8 gig variant. Fortunately, we have the 12 gig variant today. It also has a 108 megapixel back camera, which is the main camera, which also has optical image stabilization. And last but not least, we also have a 68 watt supercharged charger included in the box. Now let's go ahead and unbox this. So we have the phone up front over here, and the color that we have is called the golden hour, which reflects the exact name. So it's kind of like a golden color. Let me go ahead and show you guys real quick. As you can see, this is a very nice color in my opinion. It sort of has hues of orange and also a little bit of gold, and it also kind of changes color. This also comes, I think, with a vegan leather back, I believe. Let's look at the rest of the details over here. So it does also come with a silicone case, nice to see, and we also have the charging cable, USB-A to USB-C, and we also have the 68 watt charger inside the box. A little bit about the phone: you do get IP53 dust and water resistance, so you are getting a little bit of protection. The other highlight of this phone is that this comes with Gorilla Glass both on the front and on the back. And at this price point, you really sometimes don't get Gorilla Glass, you just get regular glass. At least on the front you get some sort of protection, on the back you really don't. But this has both Gorilla Glass 5 on the front and on the back. It is a curved design. If you look at the overall design of the phone, it is a curved phone even on the back and on the front. So the front is also, the display is also curved, and the back as well. It feels pretty good on the hands, it's easy to hold. We have the stereo speaker setup over here. We also have the USB-C port. We have the SIM slot, and on this side we really don't have anything. We have the speakers as well, the microphone, and we have the volume button alongside the power button. The fingerprint sensor is embedded into the display, so it does have that as well. If you look at the display, this is a 6.68 AMOLED display, which has 144 Hz of refresh rate, and a lot of phones nowadays really don't go above 120. That's even mid-range phones nowadays, and even flagship phones like, for example, the Galaxy S23 Ultra will only have 120 Hz of refresh rate. But we're now actually at a point where a lot of phones are starting to now come with 144, especially mid-range phones. I actually saw this on another phone. I think it was Xiaomi's 13T and the 13T Pro. Both also had 144 Hz. Those were also considered mid-range phones. So it's really nice to see that phone manufacturers are including these flagship level details into their mid-range phones. And that's where this phone also comes in, because this is a pretty well designed package altogether. If you look at the features, this will go down to 60 FPS when it's idling. It does feel slightly smoother. I'm not going to say that it's a big noticeable difference from 120, because 120 and 144 is really not too big of a gap, but it is definitely a little bit smoother than normal. It does not have HDR video support, so that's one of the things. The colors are pretty accurate, but you also have to kind of adjust them into the settings. This is a 1080 Full HD resolution display, and if we talk about the brightness, this has around 400 nits of brightness with the slider, but in auto mode this can go up to around 950 nits, which is not the highest, but I think it's pretty decent, and considering the price point, it's not bad at all. If we talk about the performance, this has MediaTek's Dimensity 8020 chip. Now the 8020 chip is a new chip, but it's actually based on an older chip from a few years back, which I believe is the MediaTek Dimensity's 1100 chip. It is a 6nm platform chip. It's not the fastest, but it's not really bad at all. when it comes to performance. And we did an Antutu benchmark test, and this gave us around 638,000 points, which I think is very decent for the price that you're looking at. It's not going to blow you away with the performance, but it's not going to slow you down for everyday tasks. And you can also play games like PUBG, but something heavier like Call of Duty, you are going to see a little bit of lag as well as a little bit of thermal throttling. So that's not recommended, but nevertheless, regular games, everyday games, PUBG, everyday tasks, it's not going to slow you down at all. And it does come with 256 gigs of internal storage. It is not expandable. That's the only option that you get, both with the 8 gig and the 12 gig variant. If we talk about the camera, then we have a pretty good camera setup on this phone, and this is actually a phone that you should consider buying if your primary focus is going to be taking photos, social media, vlogging as well. The main cameras are a 108 megapixel camera, which has optical image stabilization. We also have a 13 megapixel ultra wide camera on this side. This is capable of shooting 4K resolution video in 60 and 30 FPS, as well as the front camera. So the front camera is actually a very good camera because it is a 50 megapixel camera. That's not something that you see on an everyday basis. The front camera as well can shoot in 4K resolution, both in 60 and 30 FPS. But I should mention that once you go to 30 FPS, it kind of puts on like a beauty filter. It kind of softens the image, which you can't change. So that's one of the factors that you'll see with that. I should also mention that the 108 megapixel camera on the back and the 50 megapixel camera, when they bend the images, when the actual image comes out, then it's going to be a 12 megapixel photo. Talking about the battery, this has a decent 5000 milliampere battery, which was able to last us all day. On an endurance test, this gave us around 102 hours, which is a little bit lower than what we've seen normally. And this does come with a 68 watt charger, so that's actually good to see. This will charge the phone from 0 to 100% in about 40 minutes. So 0 to 80% was in 30 minutes. So just about a little bit over 40 minutes is where, or 45 minutes is where this will fully charge the phone from 0 to 100%. Now, last but not least, if we talk about the pricing, now this is a very reasonably priced phone at just 1,500 dirhams. I should mention that this is not really officially available in the UAE. You can't go to an Infinix outlet and buy this because there really are no outlets, but you can find this phone online at Amazon, Noon, and actually even at Sheriff DG. So you can actually go ahead and buy them. For 1,500 dirhams is this exact model, 12 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of internal storage with the same golden hour color. You'll get it for around 1,500 dirhams, which is really not bad at all for what you are getting. In my opinion, this is a very worth it phone. And if you are in the market looking to buy a new phone that will pretty much hit every single level of what you're trying to do, good camera, decent performance, great display actually, and a pretty good design overall, then I think this is a phone to buy. But let me know what you guys think about this phone in the comments below. Is this something that you would buy, or would you maybe spend a little bit more and get something else? But yeah, let me know down in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.